What's going on, my broskies? My name is TheLordShiro, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So lots of things happening tonight. Of course, we do have the Pirate King Adventures, and we also have the Assault Rumble. So today, we're going to look at the Assault Rumble. We're going to try and clear these missions. So I've built a team for this first one here. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. It's the 3 or more Egghead, but then there's also one with 2 or more Scientists. Okay, I actually didn't realize it was 2 or more. 3 or more Egghead, I think, is definitely doable. 2 or more Scientists. Okay, that's interesting. I'm probably going to have to go back and change my team real quick before we get into this. But before we actually jump into things, I suppose we should have a look at what is going on this season. So this season is slightly different in regards to the enemies that you're going to be encountering. This first boss is against Whitebeard. You can see that he takes more damage from Int and more damage from Striker characters. And you got Luffy, who takes more. Let's talk about the bosses when we get to them. But the bosses specifically are really interesting. So this first boss versus Whitebeard, you can see all the enemies are actually side characters. If we go to the challenge real quick, you can actually hover over some of these characters and have a look. So Whitebeard, you'll see that in his special, he does 2 times damage through defense to fighter enemies. So ideally, you don't bring fighter characters in this fight because they're just essentially going to do tons and tons of damage against them. You got Ace here, who can go ahead and target fighter enemies and halve their defense, and then Marco, he's like more of a defensive style unit. So I'm going to go ahead and change my team real quick, and we will be back. So I'm really not sure if we're actually going to be able to kill this boss. I think this boss is going to be a little bit too hard for this team. So I guess we'll have to just kind of feel this one out. It's going to be really, really rough. These boss fights seem way more tricky than the previous season, just because 2 of the bosses are Psy, and of course, if you bring Int characters, they do more damage against the enemies, and I just feel like it's going to be a lot more difficult compared to the first season. These enemies are just going to be stronger. They got more annoying gimmicks and stuff. And another thing that I forgot to mention at the start as well is that these enemies now all have resistances against action binds. So you can't cheese the fights by just action binding them, which is really frustrating because that was honestly one of the best ways to get through these fights. Just being able to action bind them and just cheese them was just so much better. That's really good from Vegapunk, who's actually able to reverse the special of Whitebeard, so he isn't able to launch his special quite yet. Ace, of course, still doing damage and actually reversing Bonnie. Luckily, it's not going to hurt us too badly. And then we've got Shaka, which is the first time I'm using Shaka. Pretty cool character overall. Whitebeard just missed out on his special. Now we get S-Hawk. Good. Man, these guys are tanky as hell. Whitebeard's about to use his special. This is going to hurt. Oh my god, we're taking so much damage, dude. So Bonnie's going to reverse their specials a little bit, though. Okay, only going to target Marco, but that's still good at least. I really wish the Hancock, Nami, and Robin were able to launch the specials a lot earlier. At least those guys are hit with confusion for a little bit. So it's going to stop them from attacking us for a little bit at least. Going to delay Ace, which is good. A little bit more damage. I'm really nervous about this. I just don't think this is going to go well. Okay, Marco, but now we get Shaka. Oh my god, that's insane. Oh my god, this is so bad. Okay, Shaka. And Hancock, Nami, and Robin actually have their Super Rumble special, so this is cool. This is going to be the first time I'm actually ever seeing this. Hopefully they actually can launch. Oh my god, they got reversed. S-Hawk is ready to go, which is good. We got to put him in break status, man. Come on. Okay, Dory and Broggy are in, which is good. Whitebeard, just leave Hancock, Nami, Robin alone, please. Thank you. Here we go. Okay, this is going to be really, really good for us. So this is going to confuse them. Fix damage. Nice. So Whitebeard actually did not get confused there, which is really frustrating. Whitebeard is the one I'm most concerned about. Whitebeard isn't even in break status yet. Oh, this is going to be good. Uroga, I think, is going to be clutch in this quest. Wait, he didn't... Wait, hold on. Okay, something's wrong there. Uroga's supposed to do damage to side characters, and he just straight up didn't do anything. Oh my god. We are not gonna survive this, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, we got absolutely mollywopped. We only had to survive 3 more seconds. That's a yikes, man. That is a big ol' yikes. I mean, we still got points for it, I guess, but it definitely was not an ideal run. Okay, so we're going to try and run this back with a bit of an odd team. Have no idea if this is even going to work. So we're going to be running a striker focus team here. We're going to use Saturn. We have the Memories of Straw Hat Nami. We're going to use the Luffy and Yamato, which I think is an interesting choice. Maybe would have been a better choice to have Luffy Yamato on the bench because they are definitely more productive once there's less time left. So we'll see. I'm not super confident just because of the way that this is kind of structured with this event. I just... Like, the fact that they want you to build a striker team or an int team is just kind of bad because if you run fighter characters, things just don't go your way in this fight. Because if you want to build an int team with also fighters, you got characters like 10th Anniversary Luffy, you got characters like New Year's Sabo who are actually really solid choices. Even like Atlas to an extent to try and fulfill one of the missions. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a rough one, so I guess we'll see what happens. Not super confident on this one, not at all, but we'll see. So Nami is actually a really cool character. Gives a lot of CT to characters, so it could be a nice combination here with Luffy and Yamato. If we can get Luffy and Yamato to launch when it's like less than 50 seconds left, and then use Nami to charge him back up, would be kind of cracked if we can get that to work. But we're just not really doing that much damage against the opponent, which is the main issue that we're going to have. We really want Saturn to launch, please. Thank you. Big defense buff. Oh, and special bind. Forgot that he did that. That's actually kind of clutch. That's kind of cracked, actually. Really want Nami to launch again to give us some more special CT. Okay, this is going to hurt. Okay, kind of eating it up. Kind of eating it up. Marco doing his thing. Nice. Luffy Yamato ready to go again. Big, big damage there. Okay, this is actually going surprisingly a lot better than I was expecting. Okay. Oh, Nami got special reverse. That's really unlucky. Unless, yeah, she's going to get her special back, I think. Okay. Now Nami. Nice. Give it to Luffy Yamato. Nice, dude. This is so good. And then they can go again. Oh my god, this is actually kind of sick, though. Hold up. Did we cook? Did we actually cook, chat? What's going on? Okay, eating. Nice. And then we really want Saturn to go again to get some more points before this finishes here. Okay. It's going to be close. I have a feeling he might not get a chance. He's not going to get a chance. That sucks. Yeah, and we lost... that sucks too, because we lost we lost so much HP in those last couple of seconds there. But all of these enemies are in break status, so that's actually really good. So we actually got it done, all things considered, and that was one of the more difficult missions to get the scientist one. So of course we had Saturn on the team, and we also had the free-to-play York on the bench. So we got the assault level max clear, and then we also got the assault level max with 2 or more scientist characters. And then this is the same one, right? I don't think I got the egghead one completed, right? No, I really should have just found a way to put one. I should have put someone on the bench for egghead because Saturn and York both have egghead tag. So that was a bit of a mistake on my behalf, but either way, we actually got it done, which is kind of surprising. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next assault boss here, and this one is against the Monkey D. Luffy fight. So Luffy takes more damage from int characters and cerebral units. So if you have a look at what Luffy does, he actually targets driven enemies for 100% chance of force out. So that's obviously really bad. So when Luffy launches his special, if you've got driven characters, they get guaranteed forced out, which is like just one of the worst things that you could possibly have to deal with. So ideally, we don't really run driven units. I do have S-Hawk on the bench, so if someone dies, he can come in to replace them. But because these guys are more anti-driven, you do get the chance now to run your 10th Anniversary Luffy or New Year's Sabo instead. So we'll see how this one goes. When I did clear the lower level of this one before, this team did take quite a lot of damage, so I'm really not 100% sure what the best way forward is for this one. As I mentioned earlier, characters that are cerebral do more damage in this specific fight against Luffy. So I guess, you know, running a cerebral team... Cerebral's a bit of a funky one because they have some like really obscure units. Like I don't really know what would be the best way forward. So in this team, Sabo is going to be the character that will do the most damage against them because he's both int and cerebral. So you see that Luffy's going to automatically go, but because we don't have driven units, normally there he would have forced out our S-Hawk, which is really bad. And it would be really nice if we could get our special to launch. So Bonnie is going to be a little bit redundant here because they're all launching their specials. Ah, that's really unlucky. But at least Bonnie will get... No, I was going to say Bonnie was going to get the special CT charge from Pudding. Like, that's really bad. Really bad special order from all these enemies here. Bonnie actually still might have the chance to reverse Luffy. Okay, that was actually really good damage from Sabo, but the problem with Sabo is that he only targets one enemy, so that does kind of suck. Okay, so hopefully get some special reverse here. Yeah, it did reverse Luffy a little bit, so that's gonna delay the inevitable at least. 10th Annie Luffy should be doing decent damage. And of course, you can't force them out. Now, last time we had the issue with Yuroge, is he actually gonna do damage this time? Okay, yeah, he's just bugged. Yuroge should be doing damage there. I really don't get it. That's 100% a bug. And that really hurts too, because Yuroge is going to be, like, he would, in theory, be a really good character in this fight. But the fact that he doesn't do damage, that's going to hurt his usability in this fight so much. Alright, so we're going to have some more reverse. It did target both of them, both the Luffy and the Sanji there, which is pretty good. Luffy got knocked out, and now we're in trouble. S-Hawk is ready to go, though, so as long as S-Hawk can go before Monkey D. Luffy, that's going to be nice to get S-Hawk to go. Will he get a chance to, though? Probably not. This is looking really, really bad. And the haste of Luffy, oh my god. Oh, dude, this is so bad. We just don't have damage. We're gonna have to try and cook up a different strategy for this fight, I think. This one's really, really rough. A little bit late for that one, Bonnie. I think we're gonna have to take Bonnie out. I just don't think she's really providing enough on this team. She's probably going to have to get replaced. Yeah, and Yuroge just, he is not doing anything. We're going to have to take him out for something else too. Yeah, that's kind of an L, honestly. Yuroge just tanking it, but he's not going to last too much longer. This is going to hurt. S-Hawk actually can come back here. Hold on. If S-Hawk can somehow... No, I mean, we're going to survive until the end, but we didn't get them down to low enough HP, so we lose, right? I haven't not seen this situation yet. I'm pretty sure this counts as a loss, because we didn't get them down to fully broken. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, it does count. Clear assault level max with 3 or more egghead. Okay, well, okay, it did count, but it didn't feel like it counted, honestly. We got kind of destroyed, to be honest. That was a really, really difficult one. This one is going to have to get some changes for sure. And of course, once we actually get a fully solid team that I'm happy with, I'll bring you guys like a separate video for that one. So we haven't actually shown off the Akainu fight here, but do I really want to spend another gem, to be honest? I'll show you guys the team that I'm going to be using for it. I'd been using this team for it, which is pretty much the exact same team that I was using for the Int fight last season. This one, we'll have to wait and see, because I am considering taking out the Odin, because Odin actually doesn't provide anything, because yes, Slash is going to be good, they do more damage against the opponent, but the issue is you can't action bind them anymore. So Odin's usability is going to be way, way, way lower. So potentially taking him out for like a Galaxy Impact Garb, I think would be better, or replacing it for just more Rumble Rare Recruits, so that we don't have to run these crappy support characters on the bench. I am really happy with Sanji, Yamato, and Law. I mean, Law specifically would definitely stay. Sanji I really like. Yamato, Luffy, and Odin are the ones I'm probably going to shift away from, though. But yeah, once we get some more stamina and stuff, I don't want to spend too many more gems, but we'll go ahead and bring you guys a separate video once we get more, I guess, solidified teams tomorrow. This is going to be a rough one. The missions are really, really rough, because like running striker teams or int teams, but you're not allowed to use driven, or int teams and you're not allowed to use fighter. It's going to be a bit of a weird one. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. A little bit of a weird one for Assault Rumble, but hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.